Let me tell you what I think should be gone. The notion that Terence Bud Crawford should move up 3 weight classes, 21 pounds, to fight Canelo Alvarez. He's entirely too small. Jermell Charlo already proved that. Y'all remember that scene from Rocky? Remember that scene from Rocky 2? When Carl Weathers was Apollo Creed and his trainer was like, can I be honest? I saw you beat this man within an inch of his life. And he kept coming. He wouldn't go away. He's wrong for us, baby. He's wrong. Let it go. Apollo couldn't do it and lost fight number 2. Trained him for Rocky 3 and then got killed in Rocky 4 by Drago because he couldn't let it go. Bud Crawford needs to let it go. Too small.
Undisputed glory on the line.
Two of the greatest fighters of this generation, Terence Bud Crawford and Saul Canelo Alvarez, are going to war. And trust me, this isn't just another Vegas night under the lights. This is legacy. This is pride. This is undisputed greatness on the line. The fight world is split. You've got GOATs, analysts, and fans throwing hands online before Bud and Canelo even touch gloves. Floyd Mayweather, Tim Bradley, Eddie Hearn, Team Crawford all day. Shane Mosley, Sean Porter, Oscar De La Hoya, they're sounding the alarm. Bud might be in too deep. And honestly, they might all have a point.
I think Bud gonna cook Canelo. I think he's gonna cook him. I think, Canelo a hell of a fighter, but I think Bud just got all the tools to beat him.
You don't think the weight difference is gonna be too big of an advantage?
I think y'all make that something, in certain fights,
Boxing makes it something, not us.
like if this was like a Benavidez, he's actually a lot bigger than Bud, so that would like apply. But I feel like with Canelo, he's like physically kind of big, but like height-wise, he's kind of small. So I don't think so, no.
Corey, how you got a decision to stop this? Because Bradman and Boozy think that Bud actually might stop it.
Me and Boozy talked about that. That's crazy. Me and him got on the phone, talked about it, but I think that's possible. Like, I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but I think it's a possibility if Canelo gets to acting out of line and not understanding that Bud could crack too.
So let's break down exactly why the legends are divided, what each fighter's bringing to the table, and who really walks out of Allegiant Stadium as the king of boxing on the 13th of September. Let's keep it real. No one expected this. Crawford versus Canelo? A few years ago, this sounded like fan fiction. But now, it's official. It's happening in Vegas. It's being streamed on Netflix. It's got Dana White co-promoting. This isn't just a fight. It's a cultural moment.
My good friend, my brother, Terence Crawford, wants to fight Canelo.
Yeah.
Just from your expert opinion, knowing how Canelo fights, what he's like in the ring, I know you haven't been in the ring with Terence, but what do you think of that fight?
I truly believe, that, anything can happen in boxing, you know what I'm saying? And Terence Crawford is a legend. He's great. He's a great fighter. The only thing I see that I favor Canelo is that his weight.
Yeah.
And that he's more bigger. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. But as far as skill set wise, IQ, I feel like Crawford can match anybody and probably do way better. You know what I'm saying? But Crawford is a legend, bro.
Yeah.
And like I said, you can't count him out. You know what I'm saying?
Crawford's moving up not 1, but 2 weight classes to face a man who's made his career bullying bigger dudes. Meanwhile, Canelo is putting his undisputed super middleweight crown on the line against a guy who's never fought above 154. The risk? Insane.
Because you have Crawford jumping up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo, who's a natural light heavyweight. Crawford, who couldn't push back Madrimov? Life and death with Madrimov. What do you think Canelo's going to do to him? Run him out of the ring. You know what's laughable also? Dana White being named the promoter of this fight, considering he's never been in the boxing space. Has no stable of boxers. He didn't negotiate. And is being handed this fight on a silver platter and called promoter. He's the trust fund baby of boxing. That's it. The trust fund baby of boxing. And get this. The fight will take place during the day on September 13th in Las Vegas. During the day. So Canelo will fight during the day on Netflix just to accommodate UFC Noche later that evening on a different network. So does that mean this fight isn't important? Do they not give a about the fans or viewership? Why is it that Canelo has to fight during the day on Mexican Independence Weekend? And UFC with a roster of names I've never heard of is going on prime time. Cinco de Mayo. He's fighting in Riyadh, and now he's fighting during the day on the biggest weekend in boxing. Yeah, Canelo will fight anywhere. Anytime he's told, because he doesn't give a all he cares is about the money. Doesn't give a fans.
But the reason this fight is already breaking the internet? Everyone thinks they've got the winner figured out, and everyone thinks the other side is dead wrong.
Terence Crawford, does he have an opportunity to beat Canelo?
I think if anybody has a chance to beat Canelo, I think it's Terence Crawford. His IQ is on another level. He's a great fighter, and he's strong. It's just that it's a lot of weight. I wouldn't be surprised if Terence Crawford wins. Wouldn't be surprised if he loses either. Terence Crawford, when he went up against the best opposition, like Earl Spence, he showed what level he's on, what type of dog he is. So I don't know. You really have to let these fights play out to see what happens. He might get hurt. That might activate him to come back strong.
Could you still make 68?
I don't want to make 68.
No, I know you don't. Terence wins 68.
Yeah, well, if that's, yeah, I can make 168.
Let's start with the squad that believes in Bud. First up, Floyd Money Mayweather. The man's not just undefeated, he's the walking blueprint of greatness. And according to Floyd, Bud has all the tools to beat Canelo. He said Crawford reminds him of himself. Calculated, slick, strategic, a chess player with fists.
You could take a guy like Canelo, this guy could do, he can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude. Easy. Y'all always disrespecting our fighters.
Live, only on DAZN, June 28th. Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr. Buy now at DAZN.com/boxing.
Then you've got Tim Bradley, former world champ turned analyst, who's been riding the Crawford train for years. He's called Bud the most complete fighter on the planet. And if there's anyone who knows how to break down technical greatness, it's Tim.
If Canelo couldn't knock out Charlo, or you really think that he's going to knock out Crawford? I would pick Terence Crawford to beat a Canelo Alvarez, even at 168. Everybody can call me crazy and whatever you want to say. I get it. Y'all didn't believe me when I told you about Spence, but trust me, Crawford will figure out a way. I know a secret y'all don't know, and I ain't going to tell you why I would pick Terence Crawford, but it's part of the secret is the reason why I'm picking him to win the fight. So
Live, only on DAZN, June 28th. Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr. Buy now at DAZN.com/boxing.
Eddie Hearn, who's promoted Canelo in the past, has also stirred the pot, saying Crawford's killer mindset and IQ might just be the perfect combo to frustrate a now slower, older Canelo.
Are you still favoring Crawford in the fight, or has your opinion changed?
I mean, I've always favoured Canelo in the fight.
Well, I've heard that you want Canelo to win, but you feel
of course, yeah. I like Terence. I think, but I've worked a lot with Canelo, and I think just because of what I saw in Riyadh and because of the threat, and he's getting on as well, Crawford, but it's just like the mindset of Crawford. Like, there's no doubt in Terence Crawford's mind that he wins this fight. And when you spend a bit of time with him, you kind of start buying into that. And I guess that's what happened in Riyadh, because I travelled with him to the fight, and but it's a 50-50 fight. I think gun to head, I'm probably picking Crawford right now. But I want Canelo to win. And he can win for sure. But Terence is going to make it really tricky and awkward for him. And I don't think he's going to like that kind of fight.
And don't forget the man himself. Terence Crawford is talking like he's ready for blood. I'm hunting him, he said. I want everything he's got. That's not just hype, that's obsession.
Listen, however they rate me, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we got to fight, and I'm going to win the fight. As simple as that.
Can I ask you about if there's any rematch clause with this fight with Canelo?
No, it's not.
Is that something you push for?
No, I didn't.
And is any weight restrictions to the fight at all?
No, it's not.
A lot of fighters would like to put on a weight restriction to this type of fight. Why didn't you want to do that?
Because I want him at his best. I don't want no excuses. I don't want no, reasons why, he didn't feel good or anything. I want him at his best.
The guy wants to go down as a 3-time undisputed champion, and if he pulls it off, it'll be the first time in boxing history. Legacy isn't a buzzword for him. It's a mission. But hold up, not everyone's drinking the Bud Kool-Aid.
Crawford, Canelo, who you got?
Crawford, Canelo? I still say Canelo.
I got Canelo too.
I still say Canelo. Ring IQ, I believe that Crawford has a bit more.
Yep.
However, it's just the size difference. I think that where Crawford is lacking is that he should test the waters even with somebody at that weight class before facing Canelo. But hey, they say he's a dog. He's got shot in the head and drove to the hospital, so maybe that's just his mentality.
Hey, let's see. Only one way to find out until that day comes.
It's the only way, but I definitely think that it's a great fight overall. Black and brown is how you get down.
That's right. That's right.
Shane Mosley, boxing legend, Hall of Famer, thinks Bud's confidence could be a trap. He said Crawford isn't a mover by nature. He likes to fight. And when you fight Canelo, that's when you get hurt. Sean Porter, who's actually fought Crawford, echoed something similar. He admitted Bud is a monster, but this is a different type of monster. Canelo is not Errol Spence. He's not Kell Brook. He's a heavy-handed, 168-pound tank who crushes ribs and smiles while doing it.
The others say, no, that's 2 more weight classes. Once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, So I think if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later, and he still got that kind of steam. But, there's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a legend. It's just so much to go into. It's a conversation that lasts an hour easily when we talk about all of the components that Terence Crawford has, all of the components that Canelo have, and how we find how they even out and who trumps one another, you know what I mean? We tried to do that with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, and we see how that panned out, you know what I mean? So
then you've got Oscar De La Hoya, who straight up said the fight doesn't make sense. He thinks Crawford's biting off more than he can chew. And honestly, from a weight standpoint, he might be right. Crawford's never been in there with someone this thick, this powerful, this experienced at a heavier division. Jumping 2 weight classes? That's not a challenge. It's a climb up Everest with no oxygen tank.
Let's take it back to last week when this photo was taken of Canelo and Crawford having dinner together. Like they're best friends.
I love you, man.
They're buddies, like they were family friends. I mean, can you imagine Muhammad Ali or Joe Frazier having dinner together? What? Can you imagine Mike Tyson and Mitch Green before a brawl?
Hey,
what the fuck? No boxing fan wants to see 2 fighters having dinner together.
We could have a dinner on Wednesday night.
We want bad blood. We want anticipation. We want to feel like an actual war is about to happen. Caviar and champagne together while they're staging their trilogy. Jesus Christ. Alright, so after their dinner date together, Canelo and Crawford said on the press tour that I think started in Riyadh, New York, and Vegas. So here's a clip.
I'm very excited for this fight.
We'll see. We'll see, sir.
That's late, right? That is so late. Oh, and Canelo elaborated on his career plans.
Maybe you will see me in the WWE.
Okay, great, Canelo, but please first, before you fight The Undertaker, can you please fight David Benavidez? No. And here's the moment where the script told them to shove each other. I mean, come on. Anybody else not buying this drama?
Nobody got time for that.
Crawford, if you want to actually make Canelo mad, just tell the truth about him and his tainted meat.
And Canelo failed 2 drug tests?
Live only on DAZN, June 28th. Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr. Buy now at DAZN.com/boxing.
This is where things get messy. Size in boxing matters, especially at this level. Canelo's been a champion at 175. He fought giants like Dimitri Bivol. Yeah, he lost, but he took the punches. Can Crawford even eat a clean Canelo shot and stay standing?
A lot of people that say that Crawford can beat Canelo, no problem. I mean, I respect that, but I just think they're stupid. I mean, excuse my language. The size difference of a bigger man changes everything with one punch. And I can see the same thing. I mean, you saw Canelo Alvarez fighting Amir Khan. Now, look at this. Terence Crawford moved from 47 to 54 to fight Madrimov. What did he do to Madrimov? Nothing. Okay, Madrimov was a 54-pounder. Now, to move up to 168, that's 2 more divisions. Canelo Alvarez will take any punch from Crawford, but I don't think Crawford will take any punches from Canelo. Remember, Canelo got hit by Triple G, the heaviest hitter in that division. And Canelo took those shots like a champ. I don't think Crawford has anything to beat Canelo.
Canelo's walking around at 180 plus, while Bud's natural weight is around 160 tops. That's a difference you feel. In the clinch, on the ropes, late in rounds.
I want to speak to you about some of Turkey's comments. He said he doesn't want Tom and Jerry, people running away in the ring. What did you make of that?
I agree with that. You know, people want to see a good fight. And I agree with that.
Do you think
because, you know, people come and spend money to see a great fight, and if the other fighter come and run all the night and don't make a good fight, it's deceptional.
Do you think he saw your fight with Skull and potentially came to the conclusion?
And we talk after about that, and it's very sad. But, you know, it is what it is.
I know.
Crawford will do that? I hope not, because we expect a great fight, the fight of the century, right? So I hope not.
Live only on DAZN, June 28th. Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr. Buy now at DAZN.com/boxing.
Sure, Crawford's faster, more fluid. But if Canelo cuts off the ring and walks him down, he might not need more than a few clean body shots to shift the whole fight. Here's the twist. Crawford's never lost. The guy's a defensive genius. He's a switch hitter with elite footwork and one of the highest boxing IQs we've ever seen. He doesn't get drawn into wars unless he wants to. Ask Errol Spence. Ask Kell Brook. Ask Sean Porter. All of them had size on Bud. All of them got embarrassed.
I'm going with Terence Crawford. You know, big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. You know, it ain't no disrespect toward Canelo, but I've said this the last couple of years. I'm not betting against Terence Crawford against nobody right now. You got to show me that you can beat him.
Crawford's not just trying to win rounds. He breaks you mentally. He lets you think you're in the fight until you're not. His adjustments mid-fight are scary. He watches, downloads, then punishes. So the big question is, can he do that to Canelo? Or is the size gap finally too wide?
Finally, Canelo Crawford.
Very hard. 50-50. For me, pound for pound, number one is Terence Crawford.
This isn't just about strategy anymore. It's personal. At the recent NYC press conference, Canelo shoved Crawford during the face-off. Bud didn't just laugh it off. He snapped. "I will KLLU," he barked, straight to Canelo's face. You could feel the tension shift in the room. This isn't some marketing ploy. This is two grown men with everything on the line. money, legacy, pride, ready to go to war. And Crawford's not backing down. He's promised to make Canelo's Mexican fans cry when he takes everything from their king.
I'm hunting him. That's it. I'm hunting everything that he got. And I'm going to take it come September 13th. I want all the people in the stands that booed me, they're going to cry when they go home. They're gonna cry.
Go ahead.
Live only on DAZN, June 28th. Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr. Buy now at DAZN.com/boxing.
Canelo's legacy is already locked. He's a 4-division champ, an icon. Even if he loses, he's still Canelo. But for Crawford, this fight is everything. If he wins, he becomes the first ever 3-division undisputed champ. That's Hall of Fame stuff. No debate, no questions.
He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. I think this fight is gonna be in the books of the history of boxing for sure. That's for sure.
For sure, them belts coming with me. They coming home with me. I'm telling you right now.
You can see it, but it's gonna be difficult. You take it to your home.
I'm taking them. It ain't nothing you gonna be able to do about it come fight night.
I know Turkey's in your corner,
I promise you.
But look, it's gonna be very difficult. He's gonna be so mad that day. Believe me.
I see you. I see you. You see I'm different.
I see you too.
You see I'm different than all the other ones.
No, I see you. No, you don't know different. You're nothing different.
I'm different.
Nothing different.
I'm different.
We'll see.
You gonna see.
We'll
you know
see.
it.
We'll see. We'll
we
see.
Gonna
Son.
see.
If he loses, critics will say he should have stayed in his lane, that the jump was too much, that he dared to be great but didn't belong. So yeah, the pressure is different, and maybe that's why Crawford's so dangerous. He's fighting with purpose. This fight isn't just for belts, it's for the culture. The bout is happening in Vegas, sure, but the world's tuning in. Netflix is streaming it. Saudi royalty is backing it. Dana White is co-promoting. It's that big.
Oscar De La Hoya wastes my time with this question.
Yeah, we saw Oscar De La Hoya trying to say that the fight was going to take place maybe in the daytime.
Yeah, this is what I want from you, to say his name. I decide with Dana White to have a breakfast in MGM at 10 a.m., inshallah. Then we will go to the arena to have the fights quick. And after that, we will go dinner to Carbon. And in the night, we will watch Conjuring because it will launch in September. Oscar De La Hoya wastes my time with this question. Of course, this is in the peak. This is the boxing, the sport #1 in the world. This is Canelo and Crawford.
Live only on DAZN, June 28th. Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr. Buy now at DAZN.com/boxing.
And let's be real, Canelo versus Crawford is the most high-stakes fight we've had in years. Bigger than Fury Usyk, bigger than Spence Crawford. This is two worlds colliding. Power versus precision. Mexico versus Omaha. Past versus future. Let's not pretend we know for sure. If you're betting on raw power, proven size, and elite experience, you're probably riding with Canelo. If you believe in IQ, speed, adaptability, and that killer mentality, Bud's your guy.
I don't gotta knock him out to beat him. You know, he's never been knocked out before, but he lost fights before. You know, so everybody, you know, that's coming in thinking that I need a knockout to beat Canelo Alvarez is wrong. And that's not the approach that, you know, we take in this fight. If the knockout comes, then it comes. But we're not going in there to knock him out. We're not looking for the knockout.
Terrence, you've said if you win, you feel you're on the Mount Rushmore.
I didn't say if I win.
Okay.
I said when I win.
Well, with that, you know, what is Terence Crawford's legacy with a win over Canelo?
Listen, I already said it. I'm on that mountain. Ain't nothing left to say.
Live only on DAZN, June 28th. Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr. Buy now at DAZN.com/boxing.
But no matter where you stand, this fight is a win for boxing fans. It's a reminder that even in an era of ducking and diva fights, real warriors still exist. So now you know, the fight world is split down the middle. Legends have chosen sides. Stats have been analyzed. Emotions are high. And in just a few weeks, we'll finally get answers. But until then, let the debates rage on. Who do you have? Team Crawford or Team Canelo? Drop your prediction in the comments, and let's settle this the only way we know how, talking that boxing talk. Plus, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. I'll catch you in the next video.